case you wonder, my name's Todd. Todd, not Tom.
Tom did a good job. Old Tom over here. That's why you get your name there.
Tom, nice shot.
20 cents.
Black is Glenn.
Okay, let's go into our post-race winning team for today's 11th annual Dollar General 300 powered by Coca-Cola here at Chicagoland Speedway, NASCAR Nationwide Series event. And our race winner is Brad Keselowski. He drives the number 22 Discount Tire Dodge for Penske Racing. He's joined with his crew chief Todd Gordon. And this is Brad's 15th career win in the Nationwide Series. And it's his first win here at Chicagoland Speedway. Congratulations, Brad, on the victory. Maybe talk a little bit about that, and then also for a driver like yourself that has been on such a high here lately as far as your performance. Talk about how this helps you get ready for even tomorrow's race in the chase.
Well, I guess starting with today, we had a pretty good car. And we knew that yesterday in practice that we had a pretty good car, and felt like it was going to come down to us and Carl, and not quite sure exactly everything that happened with Carl, but Carl was certainly one of the cars to beat, and we were able to just execute on pit road and have good stops with a fast race car, and it truly is a team sport, and today was a team victory as far as that's concerned. So good strategy, good execution, fast car, and we didn't make any mistakes, and a lot of times that's what the sport is about. So that was really strong showing here today, and glad to get the win accordingly. And obviously, anytime you can get extra track time before the Cup race, it can be advantageous. And I felt like today was one of those situations. So hopefully it'll pay off for tomorrow. We'll just have to see.
Todd Gordon, talk about performance on pit road and how that helped secure the win here today.
Fortunately today, race kind of fell out where it made sense. You look at the race and you try to plan the strategy and what happens, but the race unfolded, I think pretty clearly today. Pit crew did a good job. Fuel becomes with these long green flag runs, fuel becomes a strategy, and had to try to play the balance between track position and fuel. I think a couple times we weren't full, but you have to maintain clean air because these new splitter cars they're all about clean air, and Brad did an awesome job with once he got clean air, he just motored out there and made great lap times.
Questions now for Brad or Todd. If you have one, raise your hand. Go ahead there, Mr. John.
Brad, John Reyes, Reyes Broadcasting, Chicago. Yesterday you said that you didn't consider anyone to be the favorite coming into the chase. The way you've been going right now, as hot as you've been to us, would you admit to us that you should be considered the favorite?
Oh, I know. No, that's definitely not what I'm going to say. Nobody wants to say that because nobody wants to put the pressure on their own guys and on their team and on themselves, because there's the old saying that there's two types of pressure, pressure applied and pressure felt. And so you'd be a fool to apply pressure to yourself. But I think that we're on a good stretch. I think we haven't even started the chase as far as I'm concerned. I know we got a qualifying session in, but that's it. But what really counts and pays points, the races haven't started. So, I like what we're doing over here on the nationwide side, and hopefully there's some momentum and technology, all those good things, good karma, whatever, paying off and paying forward on the Cup side. But as of now, it's just a nationwide race, and tomorrow is tomorrow and completely different from today.
I think we may have a question in the press box. Any questions for Brad or Todd? We're clear downstairs. Back down here, please.
It's a quiet day in the media center.
Reed Spencer with Sporting News. For both Todd and Brad, in your planning for the race, any way in your wildest dreams you thought the race would end on a 131-lap green flag run?
Well, I don't know, Todd. That's a good question for you.
No, but we do see. I mean, we talked about this in our team meeting this morning. The propensity for long green flag stops is. I mean, you look at it. We had a green flag stop at Bristol in the spring. It's just separation happens. You got a mile and a half of racetrack here that it's great when you've got these older racetracks because there's multiple grooves. The bumps have gotten it there, so people aren't racing like dead on each other. I think in that spreads the field out and makes it where you've got room to race and you've got room to make mistakes. So without paying a penalty. So green flag runs are common, much more common this year than they've been in the past. But no, usually there's something that bundles this back up, whether it be an accident, debris, or whatever else. It's amazing that we run that far. I know with about 30 to go, I was hoping there wasn't.
And one other thing, when you stopped earlier than Carl did both times on the green flag stops in that last run.
Carl ran out of gas one of them two
right,
times.
He ran out of gas right after they told him to come to pit road. But were you conscious of how much time you were gaining on him on new tires while he was still on the racetrack?
Obviously, that's something we look at every week. And a lot of times when you short pit somebody by 10 laps, you can pull them with you because they see the same thing that man, they're out there running 3160s and we're 3220s. We're giving up over a half a second a lap, so then they'll roll down with you. But obviously, risk and reward. Lap 70 is not the time to run a fuel run and put the risk of running out versus the reward of running 2 more laps. To me, doesn't pay then, and then you have to play your race out that way to when you need to do that and when you don't. Obviously, we chose to be on the conservative side of that, and I think it paid off for us.
Go ahead, Jenna.
A couple of things, Brad. What were you holding 4 fingers up for in victory lane?
Because it's the team win, and they won 4 wins.
Okay.
It's a team.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brad's part of the team, right?
I got you. Now it makes sense now.
Roger's got an old saying that when Kurt wins, I win, and when I win, Kurt wins because the company wins. So.
Do you feel that way?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think that's why we're here. That's why Penske Racing is here where they're at right now, and with respects to him and to the team, that's I want to pay those.
My other question is, some people speculated that the reason you sort of took off over the last month in the Cup Series is because you weren't racing nationwide. You had just one thing to focus on. Did that ever cross your mind? And now you've got a win today, so how does that really correlate?
Sure. Absolutely, it crossed my mind because everybody asked me about it. But I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair to a lot of different people and to a lot of different to reality. I don't think it's fair to reality because the reality of it is we have become more successful as a team as we've been able to execute the weekend on the Cup side. And part of the reasons why we're executing the weekend better are just plain luck. And we had some terrible luck in the middle part of the year from cautions coming out at the wrong time. We had like 3 or 4 races where we just had flat tires. That didn't have anything to do with me driving a nationwide car the day before. And so I guess I look at it that way, and I just don't connect the two. And I know that it's easy. It's easy to pull up and just say, Brad stopped running the nationwide car. His average finish went down. But sometimes you have to look at it in a bigger picture than that, than a simple stat. And I feel like I've been able to do that, and I don't see where the two are connected. And I see where the bigger picture, which was the reason why I came into the Nationwide Series with Penske Racing to begin with, the bigger picture of, training people and giving opportunities to future, superstars on our sport. And that doesn't mean drivers. That means, the next great tire changer, next great mechanic or crew chief or whatever position that might be. I want to be a part of that training process. Maybe I can help that person get there, or maybe not. Maybe it's as simple as putting a part on the nationwide car that we've been running on the Cup car and it breaks and we take it off before the chase starts. Maybe it's that simple. but there's just so many ways where I feel like it helps, and I want to be a part of it. I was a part of getting the sponsor in here, Discount Tire, to run the nationwide program, and without them, this program wouldn't be possible. And the last thing I was going to do is stab them in the back and leave the nationwide car just because of a stat that I didn't believe to begin with. And, without them, quite honestly, I don't feel like I could be where I'm at right now. And I wasn't going to leave and stab them in the back just because it wasn't convenient for me.
Go ahead, Jenna.
Todd, if you could follow up sort of the big picture aspect of that and what Brad has brought to the Nationwide Series team that has played out across Penske Racing.
An incredible amount of talent. It's somebody who can go out there and help us develop better race cars and challenge us to build better pieces and to say yesterday we sat in a garage, first on lap average both practices, and Brad's in there and we're sitting down saying we've got to make our race cars better here, and I think to his point, engineer that we started the year with is in the Cup Series now, with the 22 teams. So that's building a bullpen, for people that can do other things, and I think it's played off this year. I think it will continue to play off, but Brad just brings a tremendous amount of talent to the race cars, and to speak of his double duty, his passion and desire for race cars is 24/7. It's 10:40 and 10:40 last night. I was frankly asleep, but my phone goes off. And what is it? It's Brad, because he's got some questions about some things we can do to make our race cars better. He eats, sleeps, breathes race cars, and with that, I think he does a very good job of handling too.